Now that we've gone over the ground rules, confidentiality, and how mediation works in the opening, we can move forward with the storytelling stage. This is where we dissect the conflict, and as indicated in the opening, Mareena, you will go first. So, Mareena, tell us your story, and tell us how you feel and what has brought you to the situation.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start off. Well, first off, Thalia owes me $10,000 for a loan that I gave her for a car that she needed. She got a new job and it was kind of far away, so she was really in a desperate need of a car. And this happened about 14 months ago. You know, I'm really that type of person that trusts and loves my friends and treats them just like family. And, if my family member was in need, I would loan them that $10,000. So that's what I did. I loaned her the money, and that's why we came up with this agreement. Well, more so, she came up with the agreement of paying me back the loan within 7 months. But now it's beyond that 7 months that she decided on, which is why I don't understand why she hasn't paid me back any of the money yet. And we used to be really good friends, hanging out all the time and being at each other's houses, family gatherings. So I didn't understand why she was kind of ducking and dodging my calls and just not coming to meet me when she said she would hang out with me. And now, a few months back, just to go back a little, she also, I heard through mutual friends that she was talking very negatively about me, saying negative comments. And you know what? That's not okay at all. It's absolutely not okay. So after that, I decided, you know what? I did you a favor, but now I just want my money back. It makes me upset. I don't think it's right. And whenever I think about it, it just stirs up those feelings of anger. And honestly, if she would have just said realistically her situation and her life circumstances and communicated with me about the fact that she couldn't pay me within 7 months, because realistically 7 months for $10,000 did seem like a lot, but she said she could do it. And I would have been understanding towards her situation. I'm human. I understand life changes, but she didn't communicate that with me.
So, I hear that this makes you upset. To clarify what you said, you two were good friends and friends for a very long time. You offered her, being a good friend, to loan her some money so that she could purchase this car. And to be precise, you loaned her amount of $10,000 to be exact. So there was an agreement. This loan would be paid back within 7 months. And I understand this hasn't been repaid yet. And the lack of communication and the fallout you guys both experienced, I guess, tarnish your relationship. And both of you have experienced this hardship in your friendship, and which has made it difficult and upsetting for you.
Exactly. Very difficult, very upsetting. If she would have just said, look, I said 7 months, but I'm going through some stuff and can't pay you right now, I would have completely understood. And now we have this bigger issue of the fact that I just don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to have to hunt her down for money. I don't want to have to ask about it over and over again and be in this negative situation any longer. It's been long enough, 14 months now, and I hate the fact that she's been avoiding the fact of paying me back. So, not to sound like a broken record, but I just want my money back.
Look, I'm going through a tough time right now, and you being a longtime friend, I thought you'd understand my situation. I really do appreciate that you lent me the money. Not many people will lend money out, that type of money out. But as you being a good friend, like, you did it to help me out, but you keep coming at me with so much attitude and anger.
So, Thalia, before we move forward, I'd like to remind you of the ground rules that we initially spoke about in the opening. It's important and essential that we don't interrupt each other and that we allow the other person to speak first. This is a part of our initial agreement, so I just want to make sure that we're keeping that in mind. And then once Mareena has told her story, you may speak your thoughts. I understand that emotions are involved and we do get frustrated, we become rattled. But I like to urge the both of you in the situation that we approach each other in a civil and respectful manner. So just please keep that in mind. With that being said, Mareena, is there anything else you'd like to add to your side of the story?
Well, let's see. I really don't think so. Not, at least not at this moment. I think I've said all I need to say about what was agreed on, how much money she owes me, and just really what I want to see come out of this communication and us being here today.
Okay, so thank you for sharing your side of the story. Now that you have completed telling your story, we can move forward. So, Thalia, please, if you'd like to share your story with us now.
Look, I get it that you want your money. Trust me, I do. But a year and a half ago, I was starting a new job that came with a very long commute. I really needed a new car since the car that I had at the time kept turning off on me. I didn't have any money, and at the time, and Mareena had offered to loan me the money to help me out. We were good friends at the time. I appreciated it, and I took her upon the offer. I told her that I'd paid her back within 7 months, and at that time, I did think it was very reasonable for me. I have been going through some hardship and haven't been able to pay her back yet, but of course, I had planned on paying her back, and yeah, we had that fallout, and I shouldn't have said what I said. But I would have never thought that this would have been over money.
Thalia, thank you for sharing your side of the story. Just to paraphrase your story here, you and Mareena were friends for a good while now. Mareena offered you some money. She loaned you some money for a car, and you let her know that you would go ahead and pay her back in 7 months on your terms. But due to some hardship that you stated that you experienced, you haven't been able to do so at the moment, but you plan to do so. It also sounds like you regret some of the negative comments that led to your fallout with Mareena. And I understand that might be difficult for you as well. Is there anything else you'd like to add to your side of the story here?
Yeah, I do feel bad about the entire situation, and I really do wish it didn't happen the way it did. I just want Mareena to know that I do plan to pay her back. I just need more time.
So I hear that you would like to pay her back, and you're working to repayment or a repayment plan. Is there anything else you'd like to say or to add?
No.
Okay. So, how have before I move forward here, I'd like to ask you both a question. How have the both of you been communicating in regards to payments? Mareena, would you like to start off?
Yeah, I can start. Well, communicating in regards to a repayment plan, that's a whole nother problem. She hasn't been communicating with me at all. Ever since I've given her that loan, it's almost like she's been avoiding me. I call her, she won't pick up, and when we are supposed to hang out, at least before the fallout, she would flake on me and that she wouldn't show up. And throughout this entire time, I hadn't heard anything regarding the loan payment or anything in regards of money. I wasn't going to bring it up. I'm not that person, and it felt weird to always hound her down for money when I wanted to have a friendship with her. I'm not that hungry, money hungry type of person, but it's been a long time, and it's longer than the time frame that was agreed that she had brought up. And I'm tired of the negative comments that she's brought up and not paying me the money that she loaned from me. So, it's been too much. Like, come on, it's 14 months later, and I still don't have my money, and it's well overdue that she give me my money back. I'm sorry, I have my own life to worry about and my own finances, and I just want to get on with my life now.
So I sense a bit of frustration in the way you're speaking, and I understand there is some difficulties and some challenges here. And it also sounds like you would like to better communication. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, I definitely would have liked her to communicate better with me.
I just didn't know how to tell you that I wasn't going to be able to pay you back in time. In the time that we had agreed on.
Okay. Sounds like you are also experiencing some challenges and frustration. Thalia, what has made it difficult for you to communicate this feeling to Mareena?
Well, the times that we were supposed to hang out, I didn't have the money to do that, and then I knew she was just gonna maybe bring up the money. I just wanted to talk to her, but I was embarrassed to bring anything up because it was a lot of money, and I just wanted to talk to her about our dispute that we had didn't make it any easier. It is like it's not like I don't want to pay you back. I just need more time. And at the time I tried to talk to you, you yelled at me about paying you back.
Well, I never gave you a timeline. That was all you. You came up with the 7-month timeline for paying back the $10,000, and you're the only one that made it awkward. And now I can't be upset. You basically took my money and ran. $10,000 worth of my money. And at this point, yelling isn't going to help. I just want my money back and to get on with my life and stop dealing with this negativity.
Okay, so again, I'm hearing frustration in your tone. And I understand this is a challenging, difficult situation, especially since you've both been friends for a long time. So what I'm hearing is that, again, communication has been a challenge for the both of you. And I'm also sensing that the both of you would like to better your communication. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And what I'm also hearing is that Mareena will like her money repaid, and that Thalia is planning to pay the money back, but she just needs more time. What is reasonable in regards to repayment and regards to timeline for the both of you?
I can go, yeah. So that's what I'm here to work out, a reasonable timeline. Even though I'm upset, and yes, I'm sorry I got loud. I don't want to make this any more difficult than it needs to be. I want to remain civil. I'm open to discussing a time frame that will work with you, Thalia, in getting this money back to me.
Okay, so again, sounds like you guys are both willing to compromise, and thank you for apologizing, Mareena. That shows a lot of initiative. And just to review and recap what we've gone through so far. So, Mareena, you loaned Thalia $10,000 for a car. Thalia agreed to repay this loan of $10,000 in the 7-month period that you had suggested. At this point, 14 months have gone by. There has been a conflict in your relationship at one point, and that did cause some hardship. And, the lack of communication has led to some challenges and challenges into this agreement in regards to repayment as well. You are both here because you guys would like to find a solution to this problem and possibly find a repayment time frame that would satisfy the both of you. Or is this correct?
Correct. And I want to make sure that Thalia understands that I want to have my money in at least the next 6 to 7 months. I'm not waiting another 14 months to go by before I see an ounce back from her. You know, I get that it's hard for you, but you have to tell me. You have to communicate these things to me. I don't know, just based off of not being able to talk to you. But again, like I don't want to wait the next couple of years because I have my own things to pay for as well.
So, as I've heard a couple times in our conversation here, again, communication has been a problem. Is communication an interest that both of you would like to improve in this mediation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I just simply don't have the 10,000 lying around just to give you in a lump sum. I also want us to be as civil as possible in this process, and I agree that I failed on the communication aspect, but I don't want that to happen again.
Okay. Is there a solution that we can come up with that will accommodate Mareena's concern and also accommodate your concerns, Thalia?
Yeah, would you be open to payment plan? Like working something out to where I can pay you back monthly, and also that I wouldn't put more strain in our friendship.
So I hear that a repayment plan is an idea. Is this something that you are willing to work with, Mareena?
I'm open to working something out. I think as long as it's within reason, and a good enough time frame, and a plan that actually will work, and if we could possibly sign something, I think I'd be okay with that.
Okay. So just to elaborate a little bit more on the repayment plan, Thalia, is this something that you would be willing to do monthly, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think monthly, and I'm willing to sign anything if it means us getting back into terms and you getting your money.
Okay. Just want to clarify some of the issues that have come up thus far. There's been a concern with the lack of communication that was brought out several times in our conversation here. I've also identified that there is no solid time frame for repayment in this loan. Thalia did mention that monthly would probably be an option. There's also an issue with the way you've been communicating. I hear that there has been some disrespect, yelling involved, and being uncivil has also been a concern that was brought up throughout our conversation. Do either of you have any solutions to these issues that you would like to share?
Yeah, I actually have a solution, which Thalia actually kind of gave me the idea for, since she brought up like monthly works for her. Getting the loan paid back is priority, you know, and I think doing a very big communication focused plan will help, and with a time frame that is monthly, kind of similar to like bills. You know, if you can't make a bill that's monthly paid, you contact the place that you need to pay and say, hey, I can't make it this month, and they'll charge you a late fee or something, you know. But I don't want to charge you late fees. I'm just saying, just monthly bills, just like you would with paying rent, you could also pay me back.
Thalia, is there anything else you would like to add? It's okay, we can take our time. If you like to think about anything, or is Mareena, do you like to add anything else to this?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I could do that. You stated that you wanted your money back in 6 months, but honestly, I think 8 months would be more realistic for me. I can pay back I could pay you about $1,250 monthly. In the process, I also want to make sure that we remain respectful and communicate any changes that we have.
Okay. Thalia, can you just clarify a little bit for me? Please define what you mean by disrespectful and, as you mentioned, any changes in the process or in the pace. What do these terms mean to you?
Well, first is no yelling, and then no disrespecting or being negative in our interactions. And for change of pace, I mean that we can communicate changes in regards to terms of payment, the amount of time that I gave that I was going to pay back.
Okay. So, Mareena, what are your thoughts? Or is there anything you'd like to add in regards to this?
I think the monthly plan will work. I think that definitely works for me. $1,250 does seem like a lot, so I will try not to yell or attack you when you say that you need a little bit of help, because I do want to be helpful for you and not cause more issues or make you have to choose between paying for food or paying me back. You know, your necessities do come first. So I'll try and be more respectful and approach you in the same manner that I would want to be approached if I could speak freely, you know. I just want to make sure that we're both okay in this process.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I guess just saying I'm sorry I got a little loud earlier. I know I'm not the most level-headed at times. $10,000 did hit my bank account pretty heavily, and it's been a rough couple of months, even for me. So wanting that money back has really been my driving force, that I think I was just completely blinded by my rage, and then also just heartbroken because I heard those negative things you said about me when I thought we were just really good friends. But I will keep my anger to a minimum.
So thank you for sharing, both of you, expressing that the emotions did come about and did unravel. I understand this process isn't easy for the both of you, and it's challenging. So I appreciate you sharing and being here today. So as we both discussed, we're going to move on to the final stage here. What I'm hearing is that both of you would like to better communication and plan to contact each other at least once a month in regards to payment and any changes. So I also hear that the both of you also agree on the monthly payment of $1,250 from Thalia for an 8-month period until a full repayment of $10,000 has been made. So Thalia will communicate any changes in payment to Mareena whenever this comes up, and Mareena also agrees. that Mareena also agrees that whenever the payment is set up, repayment is set up, then we will communicate any changes. She will communicate any changes on her end as well. Do the both of you, Mareena and Thalia, agree to this payment arrangement, payment time frame, and the terms of this communication moving forward?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I can agree to this.
Okay. I also hear that both of you are interested in remaining civil. This includes yelling, disrespecting, arguing, and any negative communication. Do both of you agree to these terms each time you communicate?
I completely agree.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. And I'd also like to ask, before we move forward, how do we plan to manage a situation if this problem does reoccur?
Well, I hope this issue doesn't come up again. You know, I do plan to make sure that our communication does remain consistent and civil, meaning civil, I mean not yelling. Is that okay?
And I plan to communicate any changes. I will make sure to talk to Mareena about the repayment terms if I find any difficulties in paying her back.
Okay. And sorry about that. So I'll be writing up the agreement for the both of you, since and include everything that we've discussed this far, and include the terms that you both came up with. And I'd like to review that agreement with the both of you, and I can go ahead and read that for you. So, as follows, Mareena and Thalia both explained their concerns and came up with your own solutions to the situation. And Mareena and Thalia agreed to a payment plan of $1,250 from Thalia over an 8-month period until the full repayment of $10,000 has been made. Both Mareena and Thalia also agree, also affirm their commitment to continue to adjust to their personal behavior towards each other and to make greater effort to be less confrontational and to explain more clearly. Mareena and Thalia also agreed to better the communication and plan to contact each other at least once a month regarding payment and any changes in their terms of agreement. Mareena and Thalia agreed to remain civil, and this includes, as we reviewed with each other, no yelling, disrespecting, arguing, and any negative communication throughout the time of repayment. As we spoke in the opening about confidentiality, everything that we speak about in our sessions are to remain confidential. This includes all the notes that I have gone over. Anything that I write will be destroyed at the end of your sessions. And this entire conversation will also remain confidential to you, Mareena and Thalia. So now that we have our agreement written up, I want to give each of you a copy. If both of you agree to the terms of this agreement, please go ahead and sign the bottom of these sheets, and we will follow up in 8 months from today, or sooner if you both wish. Okay. And to verify the terms of the settlement that have been made. Okay. So let me give you guys each your copy. Go ahead and sign yours if you agree, Mareena.
Okay. Just right here at the bottom, right?
Yes.
Alrighty. Do you want me to date it as well?
Yes, you can go ahead and date it as well.
All right.
And Thalia, you can go ahead and sign yours and date yours as well.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect. So I will go ahead and make copies of this for the both of you. And this is for your records, so please hold on to this. So here are your copies. You can go ahead and keep that.
Thank you.
And this will conclude our mediation, and thank you for attending today.
Thank you.
Thank you.